Nope. I haven't gone over the Smash stuff yet. I was giving it a minute. Thanks to resub Doug. We can talk about it now. So, Smash World Tour unjustly shut down. An absolute sin, an affront to God. It was a very awful thing that happened recently. The Smash World Tour, the biggest circuit the professional Smash Brothers scene has ever seen, biggest prize pool, and it was supposed to happen in a couple weeks, but the night before Thanksgiving, the tournament organizers got an email from Nintendo that basically implied it needs to be shut down. Now they came out with their statement, and it also implicated an organization named Panda as being an accomplice to Nintendo. In fact, perhaps even the main big bad raid boss behind the scenes that had a history over the last year of them working with Nintendo of trying to strong arm other tournaments into joining the Panda Cup circuit, which was a competing circuit. And the CEO of Panda, his name is Alan, he made these threats to other organizations when they wouldn't join him, saying, "It'd be a real shame if this got shut down, if Nintendo had to get involved with your unlicensed event. You sure you don't want to join Panda? You positive? It's safe over here. Suckle on our bosom. We'll keep you safe." And he'd just make these threats. So, when Smash World Tour got the bad news, they blew the lid on Panda, specifically Alan's behavior. Not really Panda as a whole, it was focused on Alan. It's been 2 days since that bombshell, and now we finally have a statement from Nintendo and a statement from Panda. And they're both so fucking weak. They are pathetic. They're pitiful. Very wimpy stuff. So, let me pull up the Nintendo one. Okay. They basically keep saying that what they did is they didn't accept their license. They said that they didn't meet the criteria for their health and safety regulations, which is so weird. Like the health and safety rules they were saying Smash World Tour didn't meet, so they couldn't grant a license for. And I have to wonder what that means. Like, what are the health and safety things? Like, they provide a venue, they provide everything a human being needs to survive, except, like, bulletproof vests, I guess, just in case things get rowdy. Like, I don't know what they expect. It's not like Panda Cup does anything special in that regard. So it seems like a bunch of fucking nonsense. Because of COVID or something? Well, even then, that still wouldn't work. If I remember correctly, when we watched the Panda Cup, that one of the big Panda Cup ones is when Moisty Esports took first, second, and third. Aaron ended up winning. I'm pretty sure they didn't even require masks. So it couldn't be COVID related because Panda Cup I don't think had masks. Let me double check though. I might be wrong. It's been a while. Let's see.
Hello.
Oh, no. Okay. It wasn't Panda Cup that didn't have masks. Panda Cup did have masks. So I guess maybe? But even then, that's a bit of a stretch. Does Smash World Tour have masks? Let's see. Let's go to one of their previous tournaments. What's a good one to go to? What was the most recent one? I think it's the Prime Skyrocket and Resub Emperor, J Money, Random, and the Prime Catapsis. Was Apex part of the Smash World Tour? I can't recall. If Apex was part of the Smash World Tour, it did not require masks. It was optional. Low Tide City was Panda and did not have a mask mandate. Let me double check. Oh, I actually went to this one in person. I wore a mask. This was back in Jesus. What was this, May? No, it looks like they're still mostly wearing masks, but you're right, it wasn't required. This was an optional mask one. Seems like most people on stream were, though. Lost Tech City. Oh, not Low Tide. Oh, this is part of Panda Cup. It's even branded on Panda Cup's YouTube page. Yeah, you're right. Regardless, it doesn't seem like this would be the cause for the health and safety concerns about the masks.
Wow. Perfect. In great supply, so.
Yeah, it looks like masks aren't required. Like Breezy wasn't wearing a mask here. So I don't think it's like a mask thing. I don't think it's COVID protocol. It just seems like they looked for any excuse imaginable to slap Smash World Tour down or not give them the license. But yeah, they basically... So they tried to like wipe their hands of it and say, no, we're pretty innocent here. We didn't grant them a license, but we said they could still run their tournament. Which is a little misleading because since Smash World Tour was directly communicating with Nintendo, the statement was the days of unlicensed events is over. That time is over or something. That time is gone. I can't remember the exact quote. So by not getting the license and getting in writing which I have seen, there is no wiggle room for like any excuse from Nintendo like oh no, it was a misunderstanding. We actually wanted them to do it. Because they didn't grant them the license. That didn't happen. And they implied that unlicensed events aren't really welcome. So it's more like, yeah, we're not granting you the license. You can still do it if you want, but unlicensed events, well, that time's kind of gone. So it's just a bad statement from Nintendo that doesn't actually address the problem. He's a tier 1 Prophet and the resub Spider and the Prime Rangolf. And also, this is the biggest load of dog shit I've seen all day. Nintendo cares about Super Smash Bros. Fans and its community very much. We hope to continue to hear their passionate feedback. That was so baloney that my voice cracked even reading it. My vocal folds couldn't even get through that sentence without some kind of hiccup in there. Absolute nonsense. What a load of dirty barnacles. Nobody cares less about the Smash Brothers scene than Nintendo. The amount of times they'll pull their pants down just to drop their ass on it last minute to shut things down is baffling. And this is a statement coming on the back of them shutting down the biggest one right before it happened. It's crazy. But yeah. The statement boils down to Nintendo saying, it was a misunderstanding. We didn't grant them a license for 2022 or 2023, which is a weird thing to say because Smash World Tour didn't ask for a license for 2023. They didn't submit an application for that. So this is truly coming out of nowhere. And then they said that they verbally let them know that they weren't requiring they cancel the finals because of the impact it would have on the players. Which is not exactly faithful to the events because they made the statement verbally that the days of unlicensed events or whatever, that time is gone. So by declining their license for 2022, the implication is, okay, so we can't do this. You're going to shut our shit down. Which is how this all happened. So it's just not a very strong statement from Nintendo. It doesn't really shed light on anything other than their incompetence and inability to work with the community or clearly convey messages and information. So bad response from Nintendo, but a much worse one from Panda. Where's the Panda statement? Oh, I'm still in this. Here. This Panda one, it would have been better if they actually just printed a blank document with the Panda logo at the bottom. I stole that little comment there from someone down here. I don't want to scroll too far because I saw Council of Cox earlier on Twitter and now I'm a little afraid. Someone edited this and it was just a blank page with this logo and that was a better response. This is so trash. It is so trash. They suck their own dick. They talk about like, oh, you know, we provide the, you know, resources, expertise to help with a lot of majors. We're really community focused. We want to build the best community ever and the best events. And there's no greed on our side. We just want Smash to fuck ass. Like, that's what we want. And then they very briefly, very flippantly acknowledge that their CEO went full-blown, like, Winter Soldier over here. In the Smash World Tour statement, there are a number of accusations leveled against Dr. Allen, the CEO of Panda. In reality, Dr. Allen, as Nintendo of America has corroborated, has been one of the more vocal supporters of the broader community in the Smash World Tour organizers and internal conversations. However, the Panda Cup team does acknowledge and regret an interaction between Dr. Allen and Beyond the Summit. That's referring to the now very public threat that Allen made against Beyond the Summit, saying if they don't give him broadcasting rights or join Panda, he might have to get Nintendo involved and shut them down. I'm paraphrasing a bit, but that was the overall message he delivered. It was posted by one of the tournament organizers from Beyond the Summit, and they're acknowledging it briefly, in which he spoke in a manner which did not reflect either guidance from Nintendo or our own standards. Panda took efforts to rectify the situation immediately, and in the second half of the year, a dedicated team made up of multiple staff members was assembled to manage Panda Cup activities and serve as a primary point of contact for event runners, removing the possibility of future miscommunications from occurring. The fact that they label that a miscommunication and not a blatant attempt at strong-arming the grassroots organization is fucked. And that's the only acknowledgement they have of this whole soap opera. This was not the only time Dr. Allen had done this. Other orgs came forward as well. Other TOs came forward. Golden Guardians also talked a little bit about Dr. Allen in another tweet, and they just kind of brush it off with no sympathy or any care whatsoever. And then they finish it with Panda Cup team has invested thousands of hours towards making sure this year's cup has been as strong an offering as we can provide, and we look forward to continuing to build alongside the communities we serve a promising future for Smash. And there's no future for Panda. So most people are abandoning ship from Panda right now. IBDW, who's one of the top 3 players in the world for Melee, is now a free agent. It seems like most Panda players are abandoning. Like, this shit is sinking. Like, this is a disaster. I don't know how this group goes forward anymore. It seems like Panda's kind of dead now from the actions of their CEO. And in none of this did they make any kind of clarification or talk about their involvement with these less than appropriate business actions. Instead, they just default to gargling the asshole of Nintendo, saying, look at what Nintendo said. They're right about it. That's what happened. It's just a misunderstanding. It was about licensing, and Smash World Tour just, we never wanted to shut them down. We were surprised as you guys. We were fucking shocked. We couldn't believe our eyes. It's just bad. It's a terrible statement. It's an absolutely terrible statement. Even if Panda is dead, can Grassroots still operate due to Nintendo now? That we don't know. I will say, I should have left their statement up so we can go back and forth. I will say one thing from this statement that gives me some sense of optimism, though I know this is misplaced because it's Nintendo and their motto is "We rub our ass with optimism." They made this statement. Even to the point... Oh, wait. Whoops. Almost highlighted the wrong one. Where was it? Where they talked about Big House. Oh, no, this is about Panda. Where's the one where they... In this statement, they said that they're looking to partner with other orgs as well. Here's the health and safety comment, but where's... Have I lost my marbles? I thought somewhere in this statement they talked about working with other groups. Did I imagine that? Did I have a wet dream about that or something? Oh, it's the first sentence here. We are open to partnering with other organizations and will continue to offer licensing for major tournaments outside of the Panda Cup. Christ. It was so unbelievable my eyes couldn't even register it when I looked back on it. Yeah, so that statement right there gives me some level of hope that they seem open to working with the community. But that's, of course, just fluff. Until they prove that, I have no reason to put any amount of faith in the statement. That could just be there for some corporate pandering. But who knows? Then why didn't they license Smash World Tour? Exactly. The health and safety concerns of the fans, I suppose. I don't know. It literally means nothing. And they say it's important that the partner adheres to brand and IP guidelines and conducts itself according to professional and organizational best practices. Meanwhile, they partnered with the Smash Bros. Mafia with Alan at Panda Cup. Like it's this is nothing. This doesn't make any sense. If they're open to partnering with other orgs, Smash World Tour was literally the most reliable and most well respected. VGBC has the most goodwill in the entire community. Well, on par with like Summit. Beyond the Summit. He's a tier 1 Ruben, and the resub Runaway, Potato, and Snowy. And the resub Orphan, Swa, and Big Mac. If the issue was health, why would they not say, hey, this is the issue, fix it? I don't know, because they probably couldn't think of anything. like, what do you mean? The health and safety of fans at a Smash Bros. Tournament? Like, the worst thing that could happen there is someone passes out from extreme odor. And that's, like, it's not like Panda solved that problem or anything. Like, what do you... There's nothing. They didn't have anything. And for what it's worth, when I went to Low Tide in person, it really didn't smell bad. In fact, I was probably the smelliest person there because I hadn't showered in the last 24 hours and was about to go on a 20-hour road trip and had already spent 4 hours in a car. I was probably like the Methodist that blew through. So I don't know if that stigma's still around. I don't know if that's like normal where it doesn't smell like shit. Couldn't tell you. But when I went, it really wasn't too bad. Yeah, the Smash World Tour is canceled, and there's really nothing they could do to like make it happen now. It's way too late. This happened the night before Thanksgiving and only a couple weeks out from the championships. Like, there's no way they could put it on anymore. But that brings us to the next point. Ludwig came in here slinging a little bit of meat. So, Ludwig said in response to the Panda Nintendo lackluster, or in response to the Nintendo and lackluster statement from I just had a glitch there. In response to Panda and Nintendo's lackluster statements, Ludwig is hosting his own impromptu tournament, hoping to pretty much overshadow Panda, take some wind out of their sails. So he's doing a big prize pool, and he's invited the top 8 from the Smash World Tour rankings. That, of course, includes Light. Unfortunately, Cole is not top 8. I think he's number 10, so he didn't make the invitation, which is a shame, which he would have for Smash World Tour. But it's still great that he's doing this, regardless. If people drop out, he might be in. I just don't see why anyone would drop out. Everyone's dropping out of the Panda Cup. So I mentioned this the other night, like when this happened. Apparently, Panda had the players sign a contract of intent to compete at the Panda Cup. But, as was revealed this afternoon, those contracts, after being looked at by a lawyer, apparently only mattered for like parcels of land or something. So a lot of other people came forward about Panda and like the behavior. Where was that tweet? Oh, this is even talking about low tech or Lost Tech City and the mask thing about health and safety, so that can't be the reason for Smash World Cup being slapped for it. Where the fuck was that tweet? Oh, here it is. Finally had a lawyer look at the NDA signed with Panda. Apparently it only applies to parcels of real estate. So it seems like they may have just copy and pasted it, and when you go into the comments here, it's so many other people that also signed the NDAs confirming that they also have it. That their NDA was written so poorly, or they just boilerplated something where it only applied to fucking real estate. So they're not even bound by an NDA. I don't know if that's for players too. I'm assuming that extends to players. I really don't know. That's just me making a guess. But as far as the NDAs go, that Panda's kind of notorious for now, it's unenforceable because it's about parcels of real estate. Oh, apparently. I don't have an NDA from Panda, so I can't actually look at it myself. What real estate? The metaverse? Yeah, I have no idea, man. I couldn't tell you. This shit's just an absolute clown show from Panda and Nintendo. Thanks, Arisa. Barn and JD. The new Smash World Tour statement directly contradicts Nintendo. Oh, I know. I already mentioned that. What Nintendo and Panda is stating was not the reality of what Smash World Tour was told, nor what they received in writing. So it's nothing from Nintendo and Panda. They've done a terrible job. I was expecting... I wasn't expecting them to somehow turn the tides here and have a crazy, bucket of water that has the truth in it or anything. But this was even more lackluster than I could have imagined. Glad to hear that, Terrible. And yeah, I like Kill Switch Engage. They're good. Sucks. And Tier 1 Cameron. Yep, that is the reality of the situation. Alan got greedy, wanting a little monopoly on Smash tournaments, or at the very least, a Smash circuit, and in doing so may have burned his entire company to the ground. Because Panda, without their players, and without players to play in their tournaments, they have nothing. Literally nothing. Wadi just left Panda as well. That's 3 confirmed then now, I think. Who's the other one besides IBDW? Breezy, I believe. I'm pretty sure Breezy has fully left it, though I'm not positive. I don't know if he was just memeing or not. There's always going to be someone willing to accept to play. I would agree with you in any other scene, but Smash Bros, you get actual lollipop sticks for a prize. So it's not like there's a huge monetary incentive to compete. The reason you compete is because you want to be the best. Or you want to support your local scene. And if you don't like the org that's putting on the tournament, it's not like you have a big incentive to go there and play for fucking $15. You're not going to bother if you don't like that company. Smash has a decent prize compared to a regular FGC, though. Only on their big ones and only recently. Over the last year, Smash has been eating good from their tournaments. With people like Ludwig, Summit popping off. They've had big prize pools, but that's not the norm. That is far from the norm. Smash does not compare to other fighting games. I remember seeing that one where first place prize was a fucking pro controller. Yeah, that one's kind of infamous now. First place for one of the Smash tournaments. I think it was Evo Japan was a controller. Just a pro controller. I think it's a Tier 1 Texas. Japan can't give out money, though. Oh, is that true? I only know that because of the infamous pro controller thing and it being indicative of prize pools for Smash. But I mean, look at my prior to 2021, 2022 Smash season. If you look at any of the prize pools, it's absolute garbage. It's actually $50, $60. You just lose more traveling there than competing. HBox got 75 for 5th at a super major. Oh, that was recently too, wasn't it? I saw him post that on Twitter. Unless my sense of time is way off, but I feel like that was pretty recent. Exit Prime 0. How long before everyone leaves? Panda? I don't know. I'd say within a week. If they don't somehow come out with another statement to say, hey, that first one wasn't us. Someone got into our computer and posted that. That's not actually our stance. That's the only way I feel like they'll buy themselves some time. Come up with a better response.